Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and it is my opinion that the XRP moon mission will not be deterred despite short-term price action. Here's a headline from Crypto Potato. Ripple price analysis. They mean XRP, but really grinds my gears. XRP sees 3-year lows against Bitcoin, more downside ahead. Have you ever thought about this? I think I've made it pretty clear that my opinion of people buying and selling is that it's primarily nonsensical, and lately I've been using jokingly the term useful idiots. I love that they do it because without them there wouldn't be volatility and the price would never get driven up. So I'm happy that humans choose to do that. They don't have to. They're choosing to. They're speculating. They're taking risks, and they're buying and selling with their emotions, right? That is fundamentally what they're doing. If you ever start to feel fear, though, whether it's XRP or anything else, and you see this, and you're just aware, if you could just pause and be like, I know humans behave like this. They behave in a nonsensical manner in terms of buying and selling. And not literally, obviously I'm not making a blanket statement. Sometimes there are legit fundamentals that cause people to start selling, and maybe it's time to listen. Outside of that, though, let's say there's no fundamental change whatsoever, and people are buying and selling. Why does it make sense to follow suit? And that's the whole thing of it. People get trapped by their emotions here. When you analyze the situation, unless you see that something has fundamentally changed, if anything, why wouldn't that purely represent a buying opportunity? And so when you see that XRP price goes down, when you do, for over any period of time, you can cherry pick whatever data points you want. Oh my God, that looks so dire. You can do that over the last 8 years, yet XRP is still here and heading in the right direction, I would say, generally speaking. What is it that makes you think that it's going to go away? Or do you think that? Are you afraid genuinely that because the people are like, whoa, it's topsy-turvy, is it actually going to go to zero? Or is it just humans doing what they do? And then there are enough people, like me, for example, that recognize humans do that. And when they do it enough to the point where they've sufficiently suppressed the price, someone like me that knows that's how humans behave and understands that the fundamentals of XRP has not changed, is it more likely that there's going to be sufficient people like me that will come in and just realize, hey, this is a really cool buying opportunity, and then buy it up? Because I'll tell you what, I don't care how much XRP I ever have, if it ever gets sufficiently low, then I will just be like, yeah, this is too good of a price. This is too good to be true. There is a price point for me where I'll be like, yeah, this is too good to ignore. And so people that don't respond emotionally and make themselves aware of the fundamentals don't necessarily respond this way. But still, you've got headlines like this. And there are some positive headlines as well. But before I dig through some of the specifics of the information, if you would please delicately tap the like button, I would appreciate the support. And also, if you just so happen to be a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Take my free content, damn it. Or else. I don't know what or else, but just, or else. As I record this, XRP is at 24.3 cents. Bitcoin's at 13,482. Move forth. Live Coin Watch, man, right in the middle of me speaking. It's at $13,590 now. Market cap, not looking too shabby. $396 billion. Bitcoin dominance, it's been climbing of late. 63.51%. Well, all that means, though, it doesn't mean necessarily, like that in and of itself, understand, when Bitcoin dominance climbs, it doesn't necessarily mean that altcoins are not also climbing, although many, generally speaking, have been in the red. Like, I'm just scrolling through, you can see a lot of them have really been down. But it really just means, all it means at a minimum is that Bitcoin is outpacing altcoins in terms of growth. So altcoins could be experiencing growth. In this case, a lot of them are going south in terms of price action, but market cycles are what they are. I've talked about this. Bitcoin is essentially the gateway drug, right? That's what gets you in, right? You convert your fiat into it, and then after some periods of time, you see this over and over again. It just flows into large caps, then medium cap coins, and small caps, and then back to Bitcoin, or some of it just cashes out. And then cycle repeat. We keep seeing this in a general sense over and over and over again. And so here's a 7-day chart for XRP. You can see it's certainly down again. 24-hour low. It's actually 24 cents. And again, none of the short-term volatility means a freaking thing to me. This is people just randomly speculating based on emotions, having nothing to do with the real world, almost nothing to do with the real world adoption of XRP. And so I say almost nothing because clearly, I mean, it seems clear to me, even though XRP is following the price action of Bitcoin, if there weren't some sort of recognition in general that XRP is valuable, there's no way that it would have been in its relative position in terms of market cap for almost an entire decade at this point. So I certainly acknowledge that. And that's why it's more like, it's not that news is pumping the coin ever. It's, as this would be the case more so in like rational markets, it's more so that it's just keeping it at a minimum in its relative position in terms of market cap. That's what it looks like to me anyway. This is my humble opinion. And to be clear, like I don't have a financial background, so definitely don't buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I just think it's fun to talk about this stuff, but I'm definitely not offering financial advice. Now, Bitcoin definitely been climbing a bit. So what I got here is the 24-hour chart, not looking too terribly shabby. And actually, you know what? I pulled up this before I recorded the video. This is the all-time Bitcoin price chart. And I got to tell you, just like visually looking at this, because Bitcoin, again, a little shy of 14,000, 13,588. If you look at its all-time high where I'm circling right here, and then where I'm circling here now is today, it doesn't look that far off. Visually, it looks like it's, despite the dramatic retracements we've seen over the last few years, there are a couple really notable ones. It's not far. It's really not that far from where it is in terms of the percentage differences. It's really not that different. So should we be concerned about XRP, though? What about XRP? I mean, it's mostly range-bound. You could say it's down a little bit, and that's factually true over the last few days. Okay, so what? That's fine. Crypto's crypto. You know, you can pick a 3-day window for Bitcoin. You're frequently going to find the same thing, whatever. But what about this? XRP sees 3-year lows against Bitcoin. More downside ahead? Ooh, well now I'm super duper alarmed. Tell me more about this. XRP has been moving sideways along the 100 days EMA for the past few days. The buyers are doing their best to defend the support, but it seems likely that the coin will head beneath it in the coming days. Against Bitcoin, the situation is pretty dire. XRP has now dropped to levels that have not been seen since December 2017. And so as I read through this, I'm like, oh boy, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I really, really super duper want to see. Can I paint a picture for you here? I'm going to go back to the XRP chart. Yes, I can paint a picture. This is the Moon Lambo channel. I paint what I want. Damn it. So here's the all-time XRP chart right here. So the last time that we were approaching these levels, and again, they even cited it in that freaking piece there. December 2017. That would be right here. Last time, and so what we're talking about here, at this level, keep in mind, and this is interesting, this is genuinely interesting, XRP had been trading sideways for about half a year. It was volatile to a certain extent. It's a cryptocurrency, fine. But I'm just saying more or less it was trading sideways from May of 2017 to December of 2017. Roughly half a year. A little more, probably, a little bit. Definitely a little bit more. But more or less sideways. Now, what happened to Bitcoin over that same time period? Well, it increased in price relative to the United States dollar, rather. So Bitcoin went up. And then XRP more or less worth the same. So it's not that anything horrendous happened in terms of XRP adoption or even in terms of XRP price relative to the United States dollar. It was just plotting along sideways. But at some point, there was such a disparity between XRP's price relative to the United States dollar and Bitcoin's price relative to the United States dollar. Because again, Bitcoin went up in price and XRP wasn't. It was mostly going sideways. And in 2017, Bitcoin took off. Which means that if you look at the XRP/Bitcoin pair, it would have taken the most XRPs ever to purchase a single Bitcoin. There was a huge gap in between. And you haven't seen that level since, again, December 2017. And that was the trigger for the biggest parabolic run in the history of XRP. And so I don't make predictions. I'm not claiming that this is something that's immediately going to happen, but I am willing to share my unprofessional opinion, which is simply that at some point Bitcoin is going to go parabolic. This is my fun guess, just a little for fun speculation. I'm not going to put a price tag on this. And I'm not going to put a timestamp on it, which is why this clearly is not a prediction, just like a general way I suspect things will go, and I could be wrong. But I think Bitcoin's going to rocket off at some point. You're going to see some crazy parabolic price action. And then I think XRP is going to lag behind. just like we saw, it's going to be range bound and trade sideways. It doesn't even mean necessarily that it'll be worth less in terms of United States dollars. Maybe it goes down a little bit, but I think it's more or less just going to be volatile. That'd be my guess. So it's not doing any worse or any better, generally speaking, just trading range bound. But after a while, after Bitcoin is taken off to a certain degree, I suspect XRP will then have its next major parabolic move. And it doesn't mean it won't go up a notable degree in the meantime. I'm not ruling that out. It's certainly possible that a lot of the analysts that have been talking about XRP going up to, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents in the short term before the parabolic price action, I'm not even ruling that out. I'm just saying the next time it really takes off and basically a straight line upward, I think it's going to lag behind Bitcoin. I think you're going to need to see a bigger disparity because historically this is just how XRP's behaved. You can see it on freaking charts if you have eyeballs, right? To me, it's just an undeniable fact of life. Just my unprofessional opinion, but to look at a chart, how do you need some sort of graduate degree in order to look at a simple chart and just recognize these obvious patterns and the way that XRP price reacts to the movements of Bitcoin? I mean, I've illustrated it time and time again on this channel for almost 2 years at this point. And so to me, it's just an undeniable fact of the way that things are going. So I think that it's going to come just a matter of time here. And so you can go down a little bit further. I'm going to skip over most of this article here. Here's I think that's what. Yeah, there we go. They have this little subheading: XRP/BTC. XRP hits 34-month low against Bitcoin. The situation for XRP against Bitcoin is in a totally different scenario. The coin dropped. And when they say different, the previous section was talking about XRP's short-term price action relative to the United States dollar. So anyway, the coin dropped beneath the support at the 1950 SAT a couple of days ago and headed towards the 1810 SAT level. In doing so, XRP has now reached lows that have not been seen since December 2017. I personally love this. Because there are a couple of things that can happen. When people get scared, they can drop XRP, and which emotionally, which you certainly have seen. Same with Bitcoin, of course, the emotional buying and selling. But it's also the case that when people see at some point, it's just another factor, another of many factors, see that there is a growing gap between XRP and Bitcoin. People that think that are looking for buying opportunities, they see it, they're like, holy hell, this is way undervalued compared to Bitcoin historically. They've snatched it up, and that's what set off the last parabolic rally. So it's just fun to watch. That's my opinion. That's what it certainly sure as hell looks like to me right here. So we'll see. Again, I'm not pretending to know exactly how this is all going to unfold, but I firmly believe that humans are going to keep behaving like the humans that they are. They're going to emotionally buy and sell, and eventually there's going to be a tipping point, and it's not going to necessarily mean that there's some sort of logical reason behind it. It's just like enough activity occurs as the price teeter-totters back and forth, and then it's just like something's going to burst. And that does happen. That does happen in markets. And so given that people are not weighting the importance of utility sufficiently, in my humble opinion, next time it bursts, it's probably going to be like that again. Eventually, I think all cryptocurrencies are going to decouple, and they'll be weighted in terms of whether or not people are buying it. So it's going to be weighted based on their own merits, but they're not being sufficiently weighted that way today. And so there we are. You can tell me what you think, though. Am I right? Am I wrong? I do love diversity of thought. But that's it for this one. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say. All right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.